Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Good morning. My name is Tori, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's combined Dharma family and August and September Shotsuki monthly memorial service. We will begin the service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and to prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant the Shi Shin Rai, which is on page 27 of the Purple Service book. He will then offer the dedication, Yobokuman, and read the Shotsukai names. Following the dedication, Reverend Kuwahara will chant Amida Kyo, which is on page 101 of the Purple Service book. During the chanting, the Shotsuki families are invited to come up to offer incense.
Ishin Keirei Namo Shojeu Shin Keirei Namo Shojeu Shin Keirei Hyaku dedication. Today, on this occasion of August and September combined Shotsuki monthly memorial service, we gather at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple to remember our family members and friends who passed away in the months of August and September. The end of life is inevitable for all beings. We may recognize the truth of Buddha's teaching that everything in this world is impermanent. And yet, as we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, we find it difficult to accept this truth in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established a vow to lead all sentient beings to the realm of nirvana upon their departure from this world and bring about their attainment of the highest enlightenment and a complete liberation from suffering in samsara. Because of this vow, they have now become enlightened ones or Buddhas who compassionately embrace and guide us on our journey to liberation from suffering. May we encounter the guidance of the Buddha and deepen our appreciation of the Buddha's compassionate benevolence. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from the deceased and reaffirm that we continue to spiritually receive the guidance within their embrace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Naman Dabutsu. Naman Dabutsu. Naman Dabutsu. So since this is a combined Shotsuki monthly memorial service, this time I will read two sets of names of our Dharma friends who passed away in the month of August and then September. So first, I would like to read the names of our Dharma friends who passed away in the month of August. John William Burns, Masao Fukawa, Raymond Katsumi Fukunaga, Fuyu Furukawa, Katsujiro Furuzawa, Kiyoshi Furuzawa, Kiroku Furuzawa, Yae Furuzawa, Hisao Furuzawa, Kentaro Otsuka Gluck, Yasuko Harano, Misao Hatae, Ralph C. Honda, Ellen Honda, Kazuyoshi Ide, Harry Noboru Ikeda, Reverend Kamon Imamura, Arthur Akira Iwata, Masako Kami, Hiroshi Charles Kaneko, Himiko Kaneko, Inosuke Kaneshita, Soeko Kawamoto, Hiroko Kuwahara, Mitsuo Maegoto, Stanley T. Marubayashi, Hitoshi Muramoto, Kanishi Masui, George Shigeru Matsuoka, Eiko Morishige, Saichiro Muramoto, Kiyo Nakagawa, Michio Andy Nishikado, Yae Oda, Fujio Okano, Shizue Okubo, Yukie Hiramoto Onizuka, Takaaki Sakamoto, Mitsuko Nancy Shimada, Tadao Shiozaki, Debbie Noriko Takano, Shigeo Tanada, Lorraine Tokiwa, Kiyono Tominaga, Suematsu Uemura, Hyakuzo Yamada, Toshiko Yamamoto, Eugene Ryuji Yokoyama, Kyuzo Yoshinaga. Now I'd like to move on to the September. Toichi Ariyoshi, Jocelyn Crampton, Masano Fujinaga, Dennis Gervais, Ai Hamamoto, Kiyoaki Hamamoto, Masako Hane, Dr. Lawrence Katsumi Harada, Irene Haraguchi, Takayo Tamura Hiramoto, Chiyoko Hiramoto, Richard Imazumi, Mary Ishiura, Yoshio Kamimura, Robert Toshiaki Kaneko, Akio Kino, Kazuko Beatrice Kono, Mine Kubo, Arthur W. Long, Harue Maki, Donald Yoshiyuki Matsubara, Ted Teruo Maeda, Masami Maeda, Misako Miyamoto, Sayuri Lily Miyamoto, Kimie Morimoto, Alice Hanako Murakami, Waseko Nagahisa, Hazel Haruko Nakabayashi, Yonezo Nakagaki, Matahei Nakahara, Iku Nakaso, Yoshiko Jin Nakaso, Masako Nishida, Nishi Nojima, Kanki Oda, Gordon Oishi, Sozaemon Okita, Koto Okita, Keiko Ono Moores, Zentaro Ota, Takashi John Sasaki, Gentoku Sakiyama, Helen Yoshiko Sato, Shizue Shiozaki, Yasuyuki Shiromaru, Matsu Taketa, Gihei Tanada, Tora Tanada, Edward Hideichi Tsukimura, Iono Wakida, Sumiko Yamamura, Hinae Yokota, Otoichi Yoshida, Tsuruko Yoshida. So today in this service we remember those people who passed away in the months of September and then August. So now we would like to have a sutra chanting Amida Kyo on page 101. So if you want, please join sutra chanting Amida Kyo. So you can follow the English translation at the bottom of each page. And then during this sutra chanting, the family members of the Shotsuki for this monthly memorial service, please do the incense offering for Shoko. Amida Kyo Nyo ze ga mon ichi ji butun zai sha e koku ki ju ki kodoku on Yodai Bhikkhu 1250人区海税大あらかん中小知識長老者利法マカモ県連マカカ所マカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアナンダラゴラキョボンハダイビンズルハラダカルダイマカコヒンナハクラヌルダニョゼト初代弟子病床菩薩マカサツモンジュシリ法事アイタ菩薩ケンダカ大菩薩上昇人菩薩ヨニョゼト初代菩薩牛釈大観音と無料商店大祝二次仏語長老舎利法十税裁縫果十万の区仏道右世界妙圧極楽合同右仏語阿弥陀根現在説法舎利法非道が光明意極楽五国修上無祝誕寿昇楽光明極 極楽ウシャリホン極楽国土七十乱樹七十羅網七十五十海税司法収総医尿税公被告妙案極楽ウシャリホン極楽国土ウシポチ白毒水十万五中地体十二根社富士四辺街道金言瑠璃ハリゴ上上老格薬医金言瑠璃ハリシャコ釈主名の二言直視地中霊言大尿車輪小式小項大式横項釈式釈項白式白項二妙高血シャリホン極楽国土上樹尿税空毒称号ウシャリホン非仏国土上沙天学黄金二時昼夜六時二万だらけ五国修上上位昇太各位英国上昇妙慶空用他法十万の区分即位直時厳冬本国凡時協業シャリホン極楽国土上樹尿税空毒称号武士シャリホン非国上宇修十奇妙雑式市長白光空弱オムシャリ下領便が無名市長税商首長昼夜六時水和下音合音延長合根合力七宝大分八正道分尿税東方合同修上門前王に開始年仏年法年相シャリホ尿門医師長実税財宝少少少医者異仏国土無三幕主シャリホン合仏国土小無三幕道司名画教宇実税商首長海税阿弥陀翼量法温泉流変化少佐シャリホン非仏国土二風水道小法五十牛法ラモ水味妙音非尿百戦十学同時空差門税王社開示年少年仏年法年相死死シャリホン合仏国土上樹尿税功徳将軍シャリホンお尿意運が非仏が古語阿弥陀シャリホン非仏公明無料生じ報告無償証下税公語意味ビダウシャリホン非仏寿命牛語人民無料無辺阿僧義公公明阿弥陀シャリホン阿弥陀仏成仏以来王根実行ウシャリホン非仏無料無辺正門弟子海あらかん非税三十四小の地消防殺種薬部尿税シャリホン非仏国土上樹尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホン極楽国土修上少者海税阿ビバッチ合中タウ一生不生合衆人単非税三十小の知識単海無料無辺阿僧義公説シャリホン修上者応答本願願書被告小医者が特用尿税症状善人空営一生シャリホン不可医症前後 福徳因縁徳消費国シャリホト脈全南市全陽人門説阿弥陀仏修持名号脈一日脈二日脈三日脈四日脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱五人臨妙十字阿弥陀仏幼少修上現在午前真宗寺神父天道即徳往生阿弥陀仏極楽国土シャリホンガケゼリ法世四言脈修上門税拙者応答本願消費国土シャリホン尿が根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議功徳逃亡薬阿宿美仏修味僧大修味仏修味公仏妙音仏妙税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶素偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議功徳一切小仏称号年行シャリホン南方正界ウ日合道仏妙門公仏大円見仏修味等仏無量精進仏尿税等合賀社修正各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修上等身税小差不可思議功徳一切小仏称号年行シャリホン西方正界無量寿仏無量創仏無量道大公仏大名仏発想仏上皇仏尿税等合賀社修正各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生戦上実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議功徳一切小仏称号年行理発北方正界有縁見仏最小音仏難所一生仏無明仏尿税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶素偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修上等身税小差不可思議功徳一切小仏称号年行シャリホン下方正界ウシシ仏妙門仏妙高仏ダッマ報道仏自法仏尿税等合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修上等身税小差不可思議功徳一切小仏称号年行シャリホン情報正界ウボンの仏宿の仏工上仏高校大円見仏雑式法系言神仏サラ十王法系特仏見一切義仏妙修味仙仏尿税と合賀社修正仏各王合国水工上絶素偏風三千大先生界戦上実言尿等修上等身税小差不可思議功徳一切小仏称号年行シャリホンお如意運河が公明意一切小仏称号年行シャリホン脈全南市全陽人門税小仏小説名牛行名者税小全南市全陽人会一切小仏偶称号年大徳風大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝大税公シャリホン尿等海東真珠が五牛小仏小説シャリ脈 百人異発願根発願東発願玉章阿弥陀仏国者税商人と海徳風大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝大王妃国土脈衣章脈根性脈東証税公舎利小善男子善用人脈信者応答発願消費国土舎利発尿が根者小三小不可思議空読非勝負と役小説が不可思議空二差前言釈迦牟尼仏の偉人南慶右師寺の者は国土強辱悪性公辱権辱煩悩辱修上辱明辱中徳阿のくたら三脈三宝大一生修上先税一切政権南進使用シャリホン統治が王強辱悪性行使難事徳阿のくたら三脈三宝大一切政権摂氏南進使用税人な仏摂氏教医シャリホン牛小ビク一切政権天人アシュラ等文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこう仏説阿弥陀経アマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブガンニシクドク平等聖祭道本菩提心往生安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダー
Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gata like blossoms, which is on page 208 of the Purple Service Book. Please remain standing for the reading of Three Treasures 1. I will now recite Three Treasures 1 on page 8 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. Three Treasures 1. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult it is to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, then when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the Buddha. I take refuge in the Buddha. May absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, become units of true accord in the life of harmony in a spirit of uniform oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard it is to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we're able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. You may be seated. We will now have a Dharma message by Reverend Kuwahara.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Before I start my Dharma message, I would like to read this passage. Okay, so I would like to read this passage, how to listen to a Dharma message. So if you can, please put your hand together in Gassho. How to listen to a Dharma message. I listen as if I were hearing the Dharma for the first time. I listen as if the teaching were spoken just for me. I listen as if this were my last opportunity to hear the Dharma. In Japanese, 聴聞の心得。この度のこのご縁は初事と思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's service. So, since first at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, the first Sunday we observe monthly memorial service to remember our, Dharma friends, people passed away before us. And then, based on the Japanese tradition, we chant Amida Kyo. I'm so proud of you. Some of you follow this really long and fast, chanting. And then, because of your chanting, I can take a breath. So I really appreciate your help. And then, I think maybe since some of you join chanting Amida Kyo, actually there is one like a typo or mistake in this service book. And then, which I think some of you notice, something is a little bit different, which is page 131. If you open the Purple Service Book, 131. So the second line, ね。So toward the end, Shakamuni Butsu. You can see the Shakamuni Butsu, end of the second line. And then until then, I think like one beat per character. So for example, so at the beginning of page 131, Shigi kudoku hi shobuto yaku shosetten ga fuka shigi kudok nisa zengon shakamu. This according to the rhythm so far, Shakamuni butsu Shakamuni. But actually, this Shakamuni butsu. So it's not a one beat per character. At only this Shakamuni is a shortened pronunciation. So that's why not a Shakamuni. So just a short word. So that's why some of you kind of, sensei made a mistake. But actually, this book, so most service book, this part hyphenate, telling people this is this word is connected, means like a short tempo. So maybe this is the one thing that I want to kind of share with you for your next time, or maybe to avoid you thinking sensei made a mistake. No. Of course, I made a mistake today too. I made maybe a couple made a mistake during the chanting of Amida Kyo. But so there are many techniques. Points that we need to kind of pay special attention during sutra chanting. I'm going to, share those points with you from now too. Okay, so now I'd like to start my Dharma message today. So July 21st, about 10 days ago, Reverend Kikukawa, this young, nice-looking guy, Reverend Kikukawa, a good friend of mine, came to visit Berkeley with his son and then not his father-in-law. This is a really interesting trip, right? So father-in-law and then son. So those three men came to the United States. So it means that his wife's father. Yeah, that means they're good like a relationship. So Reverend Kikukawa's son and his father-in-law came together to Berkeley. So about 20 years ago, Reverend Kikukawa, he came to IBS, Institute of Buddhist Studies, as an exchange student. And then he spent 1 year in Berkeley staying at the IBS Dome, old IBS Dome. Right now, IBS Dome kind of finished the renovation, really nice dormitory. But about 20 years ago, he kind of stayed at the old IBS Dome. So ever since, we are, I believe, we are good friends. So, and his son is currently in the 4th grade. And for some reason, Reverend Kikukawa, he made a promise to his son a couple years ago. Hey, when you become a 4th grader, I will take you to America. He said he didn't know why he made such a promise, but because of that promise, to keep that promise, he brought his son to the United States, and then his father-in-law, okay, I'll join you. So those three men came to Bay Area. So they stayed in the Bay Area for about 10 days. And then mainly at the SACBC, Southern Alameda County Buddhist Church, because minister there, SACBC, Miyaji Sensei, Reverend Miyaji, they are very good friends. At the Miyaji Sensei was also at the IBS those days, so that's why they became a really good friend. So that's why Kikukawa Sensei, when he came, he stayed at the SACBC. But anyway, so when Reverend Kikukawa came back to Berkeley, he wanted to, visit the one place. Do you know this restaurant? What's this? What? Deep dish pizza in Berkeley? Zachary's, ne? Hi. Yeah, so he said, I want to, have a pizza. Okay, so let's go Zachary's, ne? Of course in Berkeley. Or cheese board pizza, ne? But anyway, so we went to Zachary's, but his son, was so surprised to see Chicago style, deep dish pizza for the first time. So we really, enjoy nice, deep dish Chicago style pizza at the Zachary's. So escaping from the heat and the humidity, in Japan, so they really enjoy the wonderful, beautiful weather in the Bay Area. And then they even said, no, I don't want to go back to Japan. I totally understand. But they, returned to Japan July 26th. I think last Sunday. Yeah. So then Reverend Kikukawa, he's a Jodo Shinshu minister. And then his temple is located in Kumamoto. So right after he returned to Japan on July 26th, and then something, terrible, big earthquake happened on 28th. So just 2 days after he returned to, Japan, right? And then his temple, is located in Kumamoto. He was in Kumamoto. So many houses, were completely or partially destroyed. And so far, about 40 people passed away, and then many were injured. And thousands of people had to stay in, evacuation centers. And then there were, water outages and then power loss. It's really, tough, right? So especially hot, humid Japan, no water means no shower. It's really difficult, and then no cooking. So people are forced to live under tough, conditions. So I hope BCA will start a disaster relief donation drive soon. And then so please help, as much as you can. So after earthquake, I sent a text message to Reverend Kikukawa to check if he and the family okay. And then he told me that his temple and then his residence, personage, had suffered some damages. He has a Facebook page, and then when I go to his Facebook page, so this is a part of his Hondo temple, main hall. And then this is his personage. So cabinet and the fridge, kind of doors open. Fortunately, the damage was not so critical. So he kindly opened his temple as a shelter to welcome people who needed a place to stay. So I think that is truly, wonderful, nice. Although his and his family and him, he were also victims of this earthquake. So earthquakes, we also there is a San Leandro fault here too. Earthquakes, natural disasters, unexpected accidents always strike without warning, right? Times like this remind us how important it is to prepare an emergency, kit, like this. So in this bag, we put the water, food, flashlight, clothes, and medicine, right? So having an emergency, bag kit doesn't mean we can avoid earthquake or other natural disasters. However, it certainly helps us physically survive and then get through tough situations. In that sense, preparing an emergency kit for unseen disasters is very, very important, I think. And then, to my understanding, Buddhism or Buddha Dharma works in a very similar way to this, emergency bag. Buddhism or Buddha Dharma, Buddha's wisdom Dharma, teaches us many lessons. But believing in those, Buddha's teaching lessons does not mean we can avoid natural disasters, we can avoid illness, we can avoid traffic accident, difficulties of life. Rather, by listening to these teachings and then living with Buddha's wisdom, we come to, accept overcome or deal with those difficult challenges in kind of better, more effective ways, especially from kind of spiritual sense. So, for example, Buddhism teaches the principle, the teaching, truth of impermanence. In Japanese, mujo. So people often associate the teaching of impermanence only with the end of life, only with the end of life. So some misunderstand Buddhism as a pessimistic or negative teaching, because of this, truth of impermanence, connected to kind of ending. But to me, that's not true. Impermanence in Buddhism simply points to the reality that everything is constantly changing. Right? Everything is constantly changing. So therefore, even if our life is smooth and peaceful right now, it will change someday. It will change someday. So Amida Buddha's advice to us is, hey, be prepared for the changes that will, surely come. Be prepared is the one message from this, teaching of impermanence based on the reality of constant change. So last Thursday, we had a monthly study session, Dharma. The last Thursday of the month, we have a monthly study session. So the theme this time was a Nembutsu recitation. This year, we focus on more Jodo Shinshu doctrinal items. And then Nembutsu recitation, Nammandabuts. That was last Thursday's topic. And then we had a nice discussion. Thank you for those who attended the Dharma session. And then during the discussion, Diane, one of our long-time important members, Diane shared her understanding of impermanence, right? The teaching of impermanence. So when her husband, became ill, and then he was hospitalized, and then of course it was really difficult, tough time for her. However, she believed that the difficult situation would eventually turn into something different or something better. According to the principle of the teaching of impermanence, where everything changes constantly, even harder time, difficult situation will eventually change for the better, better situation or something different, right? So that's why I sometimes call the teaching of impermanence teaching of hope. So painful situation do not last forever. Buddha's message to us, especially in such situation, might be, hey, it will get better eventually, soon. So hang in there. That is another kind of practical Buddha's message, encouragement from this teaching of truth of impermanence. So in Buddhism, there is a term called Nyojitsu Chiken. For Chinese character phrase, Nyojitsu Chiken means seeing the things as they are. See things as they are, which is the first of the eightfold path, right? See things as they are. But it is difficult, hard for us to do this because our biases, our prejudices, or our narrow view, or self-centeredness. So all those filters makes difficult for us to see things as they are. But from Buddha's eyes, Buddha's perspective, this world is constantly changing. That is a reality seen by the Buddha as it is. So Buddhism does not, just describe the reality. It encourages us. Buddha encourages us to actively and then practically think about what we should do based on that reality, right? So the teaching of impermanence does not simply teach about the end. It reminds us that everything repeats constant change. So Buddha's message to us is, think carefully about how to live, within this constant change reality, constant change world. So we can say that putting this into practice is the true practice of Buddhism. Even if we enjoy a peaceful life today, kind of rainy day may come when this peace is harmony is lost. So to handle that moment, kind of new situation, we prepare as much as we can in advance, right? So that's why we come to the temple, receive the teaching of Buddha Dharma, and then we try to prepare ourselves. Of course, something devastating, of course, happens, and then we suffer. However, if we have some preparation, we can reduce negative impact or suffering difficulties to some extent, and then we may recover quicker. And then at the same time, even if we are going through tough times, we don't give up because things will eventually improve. So Buddhism is not purely pessimistic or badly optimistic. It's kind of middle path. It is an extremely realistic teaching. Not a pessimistic, not optimistic. It's a realistic teaching. And then we often try to ignore the reality or refuse to accept it. But Buddha continues to work to wake us up, so that we can live more, flexibly or wisely. So that's why we need Buddha or Buddha Dharma. And then, Buddha's wish, Buddha's effort is kind of to expose ourselves to those, Dharma lessons. And then, we could be, prepared for those, situations in our life. So that's why we need to listen to the Dharma. That is who a Buddha is. So let us listen humbly and then sincerely, openly, to Buddha's wish and guidance, and then live meaningfully in this, challenging world. So again, thank you very much for listening, coming to the temple, listen to my Dharma message. So this is my Dharma message for today. So I would like to conclude my message, Gassho. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Hi. So any comments or questions? I'd like to have a short Q&A session. Any comments or questions? Yes, yeah.
Yesterday I was at the Oakland Balloon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting in the food area, and this young mother was talking to her friend, and they were talking about Buddhism, and I wish you were there because they were saying, oh, Buddhism is just all about death. It's all about death. And I wanted to say something, but I said, no, it's okay.
You're nice.
But thank you, Sensei.
Oh, thank you, Di. Yeah, so, yeah. Especially kind of in terms of the marketing, the image of our teaching is very important, right? If people kind of easily connect our teaching, death, sounds pessimistic. I don't want the death. So that's why people kind of this image, keeps people away from our teaching. But so what is the origin of Buddhism? What is the origin of Buddhism? Okay, so Buddhism started from so-called Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, right? And then he was a prince of an Indian, kingdom in India. As a future king, as a prince, he had a really luxury, nice life. But he threw away, gave up everything, and then became a practitioner, monk. Why? Because one day he encountered the reality of human life. So one day in the city, he saw the kind of old person. And then young, this Gautama Siddhartha, young, Buddha, prince, kind of surprised this old guy. And then realized, someday I will, get old. Right? And then another day, he saw like a sick people outside of the castle. And then he kind of realized the reality of human beings. Eventually, we get sick. This healthy young Gautama Siddhartha, I don't want to get sick. But he realized someday I will get sick. And then another day, he saw the kind of funeral in the city. And then he realized, oh, someday I will die. Although I'm healthy, young right now, but sooner or later I will die. So this, young prince living a luxury, nice life, realized, unavoidable, inevitable reality of human, existence. So that's why he gave up, threw away everything, and then decided to pursue the path or solution to deal with, accept, overcome those, difficult reality of human life. That is the origin of Buddhism. So in other words, so Buddhism, the point essence of Buddhism is, to make us accept or overcome, deal with all those difficulties by following Shakyamuni Buddha or Buddha's guidance, right? And then also Buddhism focus on suffering, right? Buddhism focus on suffering. I don't want the suffering, I want the happiness, right? But, once we can reduce or remove suffering, and then we can have a, better life, or maybe so-called happiness, right? Kind of removal of suffering, and then attaining, achieving happiness is a kind of two sides of one pearl, right? We humans just focus on the one side of pursuing, kind of attaining, gaining the happiness. But to do so, the reality is kind of to reduce, remove, suffering, challenges, difficulties is the important thing. So that's why, we focus on this idea, topics of suffering. And then death is also a big challenge, suffering for many people, right? So how to accept my own death, how to accept our, our loved one's death, separation, all those difficult, challenging questions, issues, followed by the issue of the matter of death. So that's why, Buddhism encourages us to face, confront those difficult, challenging questions rather than chasing, escaping away, facing them, and then be, prepared so that we can, face, handle, deal with all those difficult situations. And then, especially Jodo Shinshu Buddhism talks about the blind passions or three poisons, greed, anger. Sensei, this is a Sunday service. I want to hear something more positive. I don't want to hear about the greed, anger, stupidity, my own self. But again, so if you want to live a happy life without being, influenced by anger, greed, stupidity, I think first we need to work on challenge to my own, cause of issue, cause of problem. So according to Buddha's, Buddhist perspective, observation, we suffer because of my greed. We suffer because of my anger. We give trouble to other people because of my stupidity, right? So if we want to live a happy, better life, I think first we should, focus on the cause of our issues, problem. So that is the approach of Buddhism. So anyway, but I said in my Dharma message today, Buddhism is not a super pessimistic teaching. No, but Buddhism is not a super kind of blindly optimistic teaching either, right? Kind of this teaching is very realistic. And then to accept the reality, then we try to develop, train, nurture ourselves to deal with those realities more effectively, meaningfully. Yes?
So where does compassion enter in?
Oh, yeah. So there are many, so wisdom, so okay, what is Buddhism? Or who is Buddha? There are many ways to describe, especially who Buddha is. And then one key idea is wisdom and compassion is the kind of important essence of Buddha or even Buddhism. So to me, wisdom is a kind of remedy or medicine to cure our suffering, our problem. And then compassion is a love or kindness or passion to give medicine to us, right? Even when there is a medicine, if we don't take it, or if we don't know that those medicines, there is no way to solve the situation or issues, right? So that's why somebody needs to share this, important medicine of, Buddha's wisdom, so that we can reduce, overcome all those difficulties, challenges. So the ultimate sense of compassion in Buddhism is to share the Dharma, wisdom, with more people, so that other people can live better or meaningfully. Right? So, and then, of course, not just sharing the Dharma, being nice to other people or being kind to other people is also part of compassion too. So that's why, speaking of compassion, being nice to other people, like a golden chain, is a kind of one good example, a concrete example of compassion. Then, but of course, Christianity or Judaism and Islam, other religions also talks about to be nice, to be kind, or other people, right? And then what is the difference among all those, religious teachings, especially, compassion in Buddhism? So that's why the core essence of, compassion in Buddhism is to share, to spread the wisdom. Buddha's wisdom is the core meaning, essence of, compassion in Buddhism, which I understand is totally kind of different from other religious teaching in terms of kindness, help other people. はい。どうぞ、恵美子さん。
I have two relatives who are ministers,
Mm-hmm.
Christian,
Yeah.
who have told me that they appreciate Buddhism
Mhm.
more. And another friend is very Christian who also said she appreciates the Buddhist teachings of impermanence and
Mhm.
all. So the marketing isn't strong, but it's getting out.
Yeah.
Subtle, very subtle waves. Yes. And another friend who was Catholic, very Catholic, but now is a Buddhist, strong Buddhist, meditates a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, ありがとうございますね。I think, still, like a Pew Research or something, so the population number of Buddhism in the U.S. is still under 5%. So Buddhism is still, I would say, growing, developing in this country right now. We have some way we only have only 5%. No. We still have a 95% for the growth or development, right? So to do so, maybe each of you is very important. In Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, there is a Japanese term, Jishin Kyonin-shin. So the first, this is a 5-character term, means Jishin means I enjoy, I appreciate the Dharma. And then second half is to share that the joy, appreciation with other people. So that is very important. Not only I enjoy this Buddha Dharma, wonderful teaching. So if you enjoy nice food, then maybe sometimes you invite others, hey, try this. This is really tastes good, right? So maybe if you are a wonderful Buddhist and then enjoy know the importance of this teaching, then I hope each of you kind of share this joy, wonderful teaching of the Dharma with more other people. And then to do so, so we come to the temple or read books, and then go deeper and then deeper of the Dharma. Then I hope each of you deepen the kind of your appreciation, joy of Dharma, and then eventually share that joy with more people in the world. ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. So anyway, I'd like to stop here, and then if you have more questions or comments, I'll be at the social hall. Then let's continue this conversation. Okay. So now, okay. So I think this is it. Hi. So I'd like to pass the microphone to Troy. はい、ありがとうございます。Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Kuahara, for your wonderful Dharma message. Please rise, if you're able, to follow along with the Gata on Dokusan 2, which is on page 220 of the Purple Service Book. Now you may be seated. We would like to welcome the following new guests. We would like, yes, and when you hear a name, if you could either wave or stand up, or both. Or today the new guest is Shi Wei Chen. We will now read the announcements that have been submitted. BBT, Yakitori, and Bingo. Saturday, August 22nd, 4 p.m. at the temple. Come join us for a fun evening of bingo with prizes and yakitori. Bring yourself and a friend and have fun. RSVP link is on our website and included in the weekly email. BBT Taiko 226 Summer Recital. Sunday, August 23rd, 2 p.m. at the temple. Come and enjoy the BBT Taiko Summer Session Friends and Family Recital. Performers from both the beginning and intermediate classes will play. College Welcome Night, Friday, September 11th at 6 p.m. at the temple. Join us for a night of delicious food and fun activities co-hosted by NSU at UC Berkeley and NSU at Chabot College as we welcome college students and young people to the temple. Everyone is welcome. Sign-up link is on our website and included in the weekly email. Sunday service will be on summer break. It will resume on September 13th. The new Dharma school year will also begin on September 13th. BBT is celebrating 115 years. Several events are planned this fall to commemorate our amazing history. Facilities upgrade fundraiser. We are targeting to raise $200,000 to replace the leaking roofs and improve the front of the temple. Catered lunch. Please RSVP for the catered lunch celebration on our first day back after the summer break, September 13th. Temple picnic. Sign up for the outdoor service, picnic, and games on September 27th. Temple History Project. We'll be updating the social hall wall on a website with more about the rich history of BBT. We'd also like to take pictures of members in October. Please see the schedule. Noria Winery Lunch Party. Tickets are limited to the first 60 guests to attend the lunch at the Noria Winery in Berkeley on November 1st to raise funds for our BBT facilities. Don't miss out. Reserve your tickets now. Please check our website for information. Also see the flyer in the social hall, Padma, and weekly email detail.
Good morning. Today will be our final presentation of our Sangha Bits and Bytes. I don't know if you remember, we've been doing So Mike Nagamoto, we were trying to get him to do it before camping, but it wasn't possible. But Mike is going to be our presenter today. And I think we'll probably do it outside, just to give the families, the Shosky families, more space in the social hall. Thank you. So if you'd like to pop your head out with your bits and bytes.
I'm sorry, what's going to happen? What is the bits and bytes?
Today, at some point after the service, outside.
What is?
Oh, we've been asking temple members to talk about themselves, about their experience at the temple, how they got to the temple, and it's been very, 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 very revealing. Right? Sensei graced us with going first, and his stories were amazing. I'm sorry you missed them. And then Yuki presented after, and her stories were amazing. So I imagine Mike's stories may be outrageous. But we're going to love him just as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Dwayne Yamasaki, and I'm announcing our starting Sangha basketball again as a fellow alum, and I see quite a few alums out here too, players, coaches. So I have to reinforce that this is a recreational league, so we encourage all the children, Dharma school members, temple members, kids, show any interest or no interest at all, just come on out and see how you like it. We'd love for you to participate. Like I said, it doesn't matter of ability or anything like that. It's really just come on out and have fun and enjoy everyone's company and playing a little ball along the way. We're going to be sending out registration links this coming month. Thanks to all the people who've helped do that by reviewing documents, setting up our payment page and everything. So that's going to be coming out to people who've shown interest shortly. And practices will start on, I believe, September 18th, Friday nights, from 6 o'clock to 7 at Little Tree Montessori School in El Cerrito. So again, like I said, everyone's welcome. Just come on out, whether you're a player or not, or a grandparent, aunt, uncle, friend, come out and just support the kids playing. So it should be a really fun time.
Go Sangha!
Hi everyone, I'm Tara, I use she, her pronouns, and I'm here to announce an event that the temple is partnering with a bunch of other organizations to put on with JSA, NSU, Nikkei Student Union, at UC Berkeley, Friends of Topaz, and yeah, lots of organizations. And so we're having on August 15th, that's a Saturday at 3 p.m. at JSA. Which is in Emeryville, LGBTQ plus allyship across generations event. And so it'll be the opportunity to hear from each other and also connect across the generations to learn together and build community. So yeah, hope to see you there.
Okay, ありがとうございました。Thank you everyone. ご参加ね。And so now I'd like to say thank you to people who have made today's service possible. First, Tori, thank you very much for being a chairperson. ありがとうございました。And then thank you Tara for being a minister's assistant to assist me. ありがとうございました。Thank you Tara. And then thank you live streaming team for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございました。Thank you. And then thank you Emiko-san and the DI for playing the music Gasa today so beautifully. ありがとうございました。Thank you. And then thank you August monthly group Toba for preparing a refreshment in the social hall, which is very, very important for us ね。はい、ありがとうございました。Thank you. Okay, so this concludes today's service. Thank you everyone who joined the service today in person or virtually. ありがとうございました。And then no service かな until September 19th. ごめん、September 13th. はい、okay. ありがとうございました。Thank you.